guys, welcome back to my channel. So I haven't done a video like this in a while where I just sit down and talk to you guys about hair care, and I decided to do one. As you guys already saw by the title, I'm just going to be talking about a few of my tips, very simple and straightforward tips that I've been using over the years to retain length, to grow long healthy hair past waist length. Don't let my current shrinkage fool you. My hair is currently in mini twists right now, but if you follow me, you already know that I have very long hair. If you're new to my channel, my hair is past waist length. I'm going to include some pictures for you guys to see. So yeah, if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. Turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload my videos. And without further ado, sit tight and let's jump straight into the videos. When it comes to length retention, when it comes to hair growth, keeping it simple will always be your best option. Simple and straight to the point. It is not that complicated, I promise you. I've noticed that people are more focused on how do I make my hair grow faster, how do I increase my hair growth rate. All of us have a genetically predetermined hair growth rate, and you really cannot make your hair grow faster than what it's already genetically predetermined to do. But I feel like what more people should focus on is how to retain length. When you start to focus on retaining the length that you're growing, then you will start to see more progress in your hair growth. Now, a lot of the tips that I'm about to give you, guys 5 tips, are going to sound very cliche, but I'm telling you, the reason why they sound cliche is because this is what actually works, and this is the simplest thing for you to do. So, given that we are focusing on how to retain length, the first tip I'm going to give you guys is moisture and hydration. This should be pretty obvious because dry hair breaks. If your hair is dry, it is going to break. And the more breakage, the less length retention. Actually, breakage is the #1 reason why a lot of people have stunted hair growth. You have to try your best to keep your hair adequately hydrated and moisturized. And I've done a ton of videos on hydration and moisture, the difference, what to do, and how to look for products to adequately moisturize and hydrate your hair. I'm going to link those down below if you guys want to watch them. What I usually say is that if you know your hair porosity, that is a very good place to start. Some people have low hair porosity, high hair porosity, and medium to normal hair porosity. Some people have a combination of both, 2 or more in their hair. So me personally, I have low porosity, but for the past like 2-3 years, I've started to notice that my ends are becoming very high porosity, and that's pretty normal, especially given the length of my hair, because obviously the ends are the oldest parts of your hair. So it makes sense that over the years, as your hair grows longer, you start to have high porosity ends. But generally overall, I have low porosity hair. But if you do not know your hair porosity, that is fine too, because I noticed that a lot of people, even me myself included, it took me years into my natural hair journey for me to finally figure out what my hair porosity is. So if you're just starting out, if you're a new natural, you don't have to like stress yourself too much about it. You don't have to worry too much about it. With trial and error, you eventually figure it out. But in the meantime, play around with a couple of products to see what works best for your hair. Now, when it comes to trial and error with products, I personally like brands that offer a wide range of moisturizing products. Unclefunkysdaughter has a really nice complete line of moisturizing products. They have a spray liquid leave-in conditioner called Thirsty Curl, and I featured this product. Actually, and a lot of the products I'm going to show you guys in this video, I feature them a lot in my favorite products videos. I swear by a liquid spray leave-in conditioner. Generally, liquid leave-in conditioners are so efficient when it comes to maintaining the moisture levels in your hair. You can use this as frequently as you like. Whenever your hair starts to feel dry, just basically use this to refresh your hair. I literally just take this and just spray this, literally just spray this around like that on my hair. Normally I would like take my hair down from the ponytail and just spray it around, apply my moisturizer, make sure it soaks in, and then tie it back up in a ponytail or put in a bun or whatever way I'm styling my hair that day. This is honestly one product that I cannot do without, because it helps me to always keep my hair hydrated so that my hair doesn't get too dry and it doesn't break. Obviously, you can't be putting thick creams and butters on your hair every time, but with something like this that's very light, this is just very efficient in making sure that my hair is constantly hydrated. Now, Unclefunkysdaughter also has another liquid leave-in conditioner called Midnight Train. I don't have the full size bottle of it, but it's inside the travel size kit. That is this one right here. The sample size of it. And I've tried both in my hair, and personally my hair prefers thirsty curl. So like I said, try play around with the product and see which one works best. That is why I absolutely love the fact that they have this travel size mini kits. It literally has all the essential moisturizing and hydrating products. There's thirsty curl, midnight train, extra butter, super curl, even curly magic. So it has everything, and you can go ahead and try everything and see what works in your hair, combine products and see what combinations your hair likes. I think Unclefunkysdaughter is the only brand that I've seen that has this. It's good for people that are just new to the products to really try them out and see what your hair likes before you go ahead and invest in full size products. So the other moisturizing products that Unclefunkysdaughter has are super curl and extra butter. Personally, I use both, but I tend to use super curl more because super curl is very hydrating. Again, I have low porosity hair, so this thing just soaks well into my hair. If your hair is higher porosity, you might do better with this one because extra butter is a very thick, obviously as the name implies. It's a very thick butter, as you guys can see. It's still quite moisturizing. It's not as thick as maybe like raw shea butter or anything like that. It's still quite moisturizing. I'm going to show you guys how super curl is in a moment. So you see, super curl is definitely lighter. Oh, see, it's definitely lighter than extra butter. Please, I can't waste this thing. I don't play with my super curl. Please. Eh? Okay. I can't waste super curl at all. I don't play with it. Let me go ahead and put the rest on my hair. So yeah, back to what I was saying. So super curl and extra butter are really nice moisturizing creams. Use them according to what your hair likes. Because my hair is very coarse and the strands are very thick, I can get away with using extra butter and I'll be just fine. I would mostly use this when I want to do like something like a braid out, that kind of thing. I would prefer to use extra butter. So I basically just use them according to the season or what hairstyle I'm going for, or just what my hair needs at the moment. Now my second tip is deep conditioning. So this might not be necessary for everybody because I know some people that don't deep condition and they're fine, but me personally, I can't try and play like that. I have to deep condition my hair, especially when it comes to detangling my hair. Personally, I finger detangle. I don't use combs or brushes in my hair. I've been doing it for a very long time. Yes, it takes time, but I'm using good products to finger detangle, and the fact that I've been doing it for a while makes it easier for me to do. And for people that use combs and brushes, whenever they're deep conditioning their hair, that's usually the easiest time for them to like comb out their hair and comb out all the tangles and all of that. So for a lot of people, myself included, deep conditioning is very important. And not only that, if you're using a good deep conditioner, that also helps to moisturize your hair and improve your hair's elasticity to help prevent breakage. Now Heal and Renew is one of my go-to deep conditioners. You guys have seen me use this in a lot of videos. I've been using this for a very long time. It has a really nice texture, as you guys can see. It's very creamy. The combination of the deep conditioner and the water in my hair just makes my hair feel very soft, and it gives my hair enough slip for where I can finger detangle. And whenever I'm using it, it also cuts down my finger detangling time because like literally the shed hair is just falling out as I'm raking my hands through my hair. Ingredients in the deep conditioner also really penetrate my strands and help to improve my strands elasticity. More elastic your strands are, the less breakage you have, because your strands can like stretch and go back to its normal kinky curly state. So yeah, elasticity is something that you do not want to lose in your strands at all, because if your hair loses elasticity, that means your strands are getting weaker and they'll be more prone to breakage. Now my next tip 3, is protective styling. You guys know I am a huge fan of protective styling. I have preached protective styling so much, and the main reason why I love protective styling is because when your hair is in a protective style, like for instance now my hair is a mini twist, you don't have to worry about your hair too much. You don't have to keep touching your hair, and touching your hair a lot can lead to more breakage. The more you keep trying to style your hair, trying to figure out what to do with your hair, that can lead to more breakage. Now over the years, I've noticed that protective styling means different things to different people. Now for me personally, I have 3 main boxes that a hairstyle has to tick for me to consider it a protective style. The first thing for me is that it doesn't involve too much manipulation or hair damage to actually achieve the style. Number 2, the hairstyle ensures that your ends are tucked away and not loose. And number 3, the style actually maintains the moisturizing products you put in your hair while you were doing the style, or it at least makes it easier for you to re-moisturize without having to take your hair down and redo the style. Now, you're free to do protective styling with your own hair. That's basically what I do. Or you're free to use added hair, wigs, kanekalon hair, anything like that. But just make sure that it ticks those 3 boxes that I previously talked about. Now, when it comes to using wigs and weaves as protective styles, one thing I've noticed is that sometimes people also forget that their edges are also important. So, I mean, if you have long hair everywhere else, but your edges are chopping up because of like maybe lace glue and all of that, then I wouldn't necessarily call that a protective style because it's not protecting all of your hair. So if there's a way that you can install your wigs and weaves to where your edges are protected and you're not ripping out your edges or anything like that, then that could work. Also, if you're doing styles like faux locks, braids, Senegalese twists, make sure that they're not putting any tension on your scalp at all. If the style is too tight, that might cause your hair to fall out in certain places. Just make sure whoever is handling your hair is very, very gentle with your hair. My go-to protective styles are twists. I do mini twists, midi twists, loose twists, flat twists, and I also do African threading. So I do so many different variations of twists and African threading depending on what style I'm in the mood for at the moment. Now, tip number 4 is monitoring your ends. Like I said previously, your ends are the oldest part of your hair and therefore the weakest part of your hair, and therefore the parts of your hair that are more prone to breakage. Now, let me be very, very clear. The only way to completely get rid of a split end is to cut it off. You can't unsplit your strand. However, there are things that you can do to manage split ends so they don't get worse and eventually lead to breakage. Now, to manage your split ends, you can either oil your ends or you can use a split end serum. And Unclefunkysdaughter actually has a product specifically for this. They have a split end serum. This is it in their thermal heat protection line, and this basically strengthens and soothes split ends. It's lightweight and it's not greasy, so it's a very good alternative to oil if you're one of those people that doesn't like putting too much oil in your hair. It contains silk protein, quinoa, bamboo and honey, which basically helps to reinforce your ends, obviously because of the proteins, and also helps to really moisturize and condition your ends so that they do not become weaker. It also has a really, really nice scent and a really nice smooth texture. Let me show you guys. You see? Very, very nice smooth texture. Non-greasy and very lightweight, as you guys can see. Personally, I actually prefer to use this as opposed to using oil on my ends because, like I said, I do not like to put oil on my ends at all. And I really like how this smells. It has a very, very nice scent. And you can get this at CVS. Now, tip number 5, last but not least, is eating healthy. I cannot stress how important eating healthy is, and this is actually something that a lot of people tend to take for granted. So your body needs a balanced diet to function properly and for everything to grow well. Because our bodies were designed properly and our bodies are very smart, our bodies nourish the essential tissues first, like tissues are very important organs first, before it nourishes the non-essential tissues like your hair and your nails. That's why a lot of times when people are not eating well, you easily see it in their hair, you easily see it in their nails. All of the nutrients that you need for healthy hair growth can be found in food. That is why I am not a big advocate for hair growth pills. A lot of times people try to peddle different hair growth pills a lot towards black women, and I really, really don't like that. If you're a healthy individual that's not dealing with any medical condition that is causing hair loss or hair shedding or anything like that, you really do not need to be on pills to grow your hair. Just try your best to eat a balanced diet with enough protein and enough vegetables and you will be fine. Okay, so that is all the tips that I have for you guys today. If you have any questions at all, definitely leave it down below and I'll try my best to answer. All the products that I showed you guys in this video, I'm going to leave them in the description box in case you want to get your hands on them. You can get all these products on the Unclefunkysdaughter website. I'm going to put the website on the screen. Or you can also check your local Target or Walgreens for the products. If you have any hair growth, hair care questions, you can definitely leave it down below and I'll try my best to answer. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button down below or my face on this side. Also, do not forget to watch my other natural hair videos on this side. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.